Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Christy's Quick Tips. How are we doing? We're still hanging in. We're in month 2 of this. Who feels trapped? Everybody feels trapped. I think it's 40, 46, 48, I don't know, I've lost count how many days that I have been stuck. That we have all been stuck. So crazy to say. But being stuck, we're still on our devices and our kids are still on their devices, so we gotta talk about that, right? We gotta keep talking about the elephant in the room. And there's a pretty big elephant in the room, other than, virus stuff. So my quick tip for today for you guys is something I actually touched on in the newsletter. If you get my newsletter, I talked about your social media diet. And how our diet every day, that what we eat and drink and put into our systems is, how we feel. It helps us feel good or helps us feel bad. And so I was talking about our social media diet and what does our intake look like for social media? Because it stands to reason if what we eat, what we consume affects our body, so does what we consume visually. What we look at, what we're looking at all day long. For instance, if you're looking at all the scary stuff that's going on with this virus, it's going to make you feel scared all day. If you choose to look at the stuff that's positive, then you might feel a little bit more positive, right? So what are we consuming? And so my tip for today is, if you guys have ever probably heard the phrase, you're the sum of the top 5 people that you spend the most time with. The top 5 people. And so in today's society, even before Corona hit, that does not necessarily mean the top 5 people that you surround yourself with, that are in your space. It probably means, what are the top 5 accounts that you're following on social media? Where do you spend the majority of your time during the day? Who are you following? What are you looking at? Meaning the platform, meaning a person, meaning an account, whatever that is. What are the top 5? And so here is my quick tip for today. I want you guys, when you're doing your random device checks on your kids' phones, I want you to take notice of what comes up the most. So, for instance, on Instagram, what is really showing up in their feed? Who are they communicating with the most? What platforms are they looking at the most? My son, for instance, both of them, they absolutely love sports. And so a lot of their stuff is sports. And if you want to really drill that down, I could probably tell you, without going into it here, exactly for each sport, who they follow the most, who they interact with the most, right? So what I want you to do is, when you're doing your random device check on your kids' phones, look at the top 5 accounts they're following. Here's how you do it. Go onto TikTok. TikTok is really search generated. Look at, in the feed, what keeps coming up. What are you seeing in their feed? Are you seeing the same people a lot? Are you seeing the same account a lot? Take a look at that. See what that account looks like. And if that's something that you approve of and it's okay, and that's great. Maybe it's even something that gives you an opportunity, because I say this all the time, catch your kids doing something good. This is a really great way for you to say, hey, I think it's awesome that you're following so-and-so that plays basketball. He's a really positive influence in his community. I think it's awesome that you follow him, right? Conversely, if they're following people they shouldn't be and they're in that space a lot with that account or with that person, we're having a conversation about that too. Same thing for Instagram. Check out the search feed. Look at what is being searched. Look at their feed. Look at who they're following. Look in the comments. Who are they talking to? Who are they talking to the most? Pull up their computer if they have a computer or on their device. Look at their online activity. What are they searching? What are they looking for? What are they following? My son is very into CrossFit right now, very into eating healthy, very much into fitness. That's coming up a lot. It's not a bad thing, but it's coming up a lot. So I know that is one of the top 5 platforms that he has been on recently. That is his interest. The other side of this is going to give you a window into your child's interest. This is going to help you to understand exactly what they are looking at and they are interested in right now, which gives you a window for that open conversation so you can talk to them about what they like, what they're doing right now. So that's it. Top 5. Even write them down if you need to. Take a look at sitting down with your kid, talking about them, especially if we're looking at something that's negative and we're not approving of it. Maybe it's a time to sit down and say, hey, bud, look, I don't know if this is going to serve you. The other thing I want you to pay special attention to right now is, are they following the news? What news feed? And that their news is going to be different than ours. I doubt very seriously they're looking at, CNN or Fox or whatever it is. But look at any news they might be getting about the coronavirus and have those conversations with them. Because if we're not talking to them about this, they're forming their own opinions. They're forming their own ideas. And sometimes those ideas may overwhelm them and may be really scary for them, depending on what they're following, right? So that's it. That's my quick tip for today. What I want you to do the random device check. And in that random device check, look at those top 5 platforms, make sure they are exactly where you want your child to be, make sure that they are appropriate, encourage them where you can, give positive feedback when they're doing something really great, and having open conversations when they're not. So really easy, not too hard. Might take you a little bit longer than your usual random device check, but it's absolutely worth your time, and we have a little bit more time now than usual. All right, guys, that's it. Till next time. Thanks so much.